And welcome to another tradingfootball.eu video tutorial. In this particular video we're going to be trading the correct score market in conjunction with the BTTS market, which stands for both teams to score. The video actually started unfortunately after Tranmere, who were playing away to Chesterfield, took the lead. So it was 0-1 when actually this video started. So there we can see the both teams to score market, which I backed, in fact, after Tranmere had scored. So basically, that meant any score lines like 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 0-4 would be covered by the both teams to score no selection. So in conjunction with that, we're using the correct score market, and we backed the following score lines: 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 2-1, and just down the bottom we should be able to see 3-1 as well. The stakes, in fact, obviously are weighted towards there being goals. The both teams score market simply was an insurance. During this trade, I also was trading the PSG versus Frankfurt Women's European Champions League game. Frankfurt had taken the lead away from home, so I decided on a quick lay of £50 at 1.18. We'll come back to that later on. In fact, Frankfurt, as the game progressed, actually drifted, and just as an exercise, using the what if figure, we can see that if we exited the trade now, we could actually get a £3 profit. I decided to let this run, and we'll come back to that particular game later on. But this is our main game for the purposes of this video. And we're expecting goals. Statistics seem to show that these two teams score a lot. And in fact, we've backed 3-3 as well, just at the bottom of the screen. I'm afraid it's just out of our picture. Now, Chesterfield equalised in the first half, so the score was now 1-1. And at this point, it looked as though we could possibly exit the trade by laying all of our green score lines. That's 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, etc. A quick flick back to the Women's Euro Champions League game, PSG Frankfurt. PSG, in fact, equalised as we'd hoped. And in fact, I then exited the trade by backing Frankfurt, having laid them at 1.18. I then backed them at 1.99. And this realised a very easy, quick £20 profit. Sorry, here we're having a quick view of the tradingfootball.eu chat room. And there is confirmation of the completed trade. This all in all took about 10 minutes, flicking backwards and forwards between the main game and this particular Women's Euro Champions League game. So we exited that. Looks like it's unmatched, but in fact it was matched at 1.99, and that gave us an even £20 hedge green across all three possible outcomes. Good. Nice to have one extra little bonus trade in addition to the main one, which, if we can get back to that now, we're looking at now laying 1-1, 1-2 and 1-3. But that doesn't really help us enough. Remember, we have a £15 liability on the both teams to score market. We've actually lost that now because we backed the BTTS no. So in fact both teams have scored, so that insurance cover is now dead. So we simply have to play the correct score market now. Instead of laying the scores because we couldn't really get enough leverage on that to get a decent sort of profit. I decided then to back what would be the next immediate danger scoreline, which was 2-2. Already we have a £43 liability on that score, along with certain others, 2-3, 3-2, any unquoted, for example. So backing 2-2 seemed a sensible move at this point. I wanted to top up the 3-3. I decided against that and rather went for laying the over 4.5 goals. That would give me a £50 green if there were 5 goals or more, and a small £10 liability. I felt this was a better option than actually backing 3-3, because alternatively I would have had to have backed any unquoted 2-3 and 3-2. The advantage, as we'll see actually later in the conclusion of this video, is that that particular layer of the under 4.5 would marry nicely with the higher score lines of 3-3. We'll come to that point towards the end of the video. Again, I cancelled the possible idea of backing some of those higher score lines, as I'd already got the £50 green, potential green, on the layer of under 4.5. Quick confirmation, the Paris Saint-Germain scoreline still 1-1. Again, I'm looking at, can we possibly lay something here? The score has now gone to 2-1 to Chesterfield. So is it possible to lay any of these? Well, not now, I'm afraid, as the 1-2 and the 1-3 have gone. So all the time in the correct score market, you're trying to get some sort of leverage by laying your green score lines, which is why when I trade the correct score market, I usually select at least 5 or 6 score lines. Again, the lays weren't particularly kind of helpful for us, so it then became a question of rather than laying the 2-1 and the 3-1, I'm just doing a what if figure here. Would it be possible, in fact, to back something else? Remember, the scoreline is 2-1, so our dangers, in a way, still are any unquoted 2-3, 3-2. We've got that nice green potential leverage there of £70 on the 3-3, should we need it. But as it stands, our £50 green, potential green that we have on the under 4.5 market, or over 4.5 I should say, would help, but it wouldn't actually give us a profit. Again, I repeat that we've also still got to factor in the £15 liability on the BTTS market. So we're a little bit short on the 2-2 and the 3-1. Not particularly the 3-1, but the idea is that if you sort of increase your liability on other scores by backing or topping up on some of the existing green score lines, then you can use that as leverage should some of the should the score basically go against you. So that's why we've just topped up a little bit on the 2-2 and the 3-1. Now, as it stands, 2-1 and 2-2, we've got about £24 each on that. That will give us a scratch trade, should the final outcome be either of those two scores. 3-1 is obviously our best possible profit there. So I'm considering that there are going to be more goals in this game, and a quick little top up again on the 2-2, but reducing obviously some of the green therefore on the 2-1. I'm asking for 4.5. Just a quick point here, don't take the first price on offer, which is 4.2 in this case. Ask for your price, and very often you can get it, particularly in the correct score market, and particularly in the second half. when people around about the 65-70 minute mark are looking to exit their positions, either good or bad. So there's quite a lot of activity, quite a lot of price movements. So ask for your price. So what happened, in fact, Tranmere equalised. That went to 2-2. Okay, not too bad. 3-1 would have been better. However, this leaves us in a slightly tricky position. We've got a £70 red now on the 2-3 scoreline and the 3-2 scoreline. Now, while I'm considering what I would like to do in this case, and certainly I would have been looking to back 2-3 and 3-2 at this point. Remember that we've got this £50 green, which is okay on the over 4.5 market, but it's not quite enough. So I would have had to back those three scorelines. Now, as traders, we always have to be quite decisive. Yes, I was not dithering so much, but thinking about what stakes I was going to put on the 2-3-3-2, and in fact, Tranmere scored. While I was getting myself a sort of small brandy to recover from the shock about what to do, fortunately Chesterfield equalised to make it 3-3, and this is our best possible result. We've got £52 on the 3-3. We've now won on our £50 on the over 4.5 market. So that gives us £102 at the moment, less the 15 on the BTTS market. So we've got a potential profit there of £85. Any unquoted, okay, we've got some green there, we've still got a profit, but I want to equalise our green, so I've laid the 3-3 with about 5 minutes to go to give ourselves an even green of £38 on either 3-3, should it remain that way, or any unquoted, and that would give us a nice total overall profit of about £60.